How's it going? Galore Wrestling Figures here. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Elite 85 Bray Wyatt. And now this Bray Wyatt, I never really thought I'd be a fan of this Bray Wyatt figure because I haven't really been too interested in it. And my local B&M's has had it for about 2 years. And I was in there the other day and I saw it for £13 and I thought, you know what? I'm just going to get it. And the box is very beaten up. And I think I've actually binned the box because of how bad it is, and usually I do keep them. But it's a shame about the box. But other than that, the figure's in great condition, and there's no sort of like scuffs or anything like that on it. So as always, I'm just going to start off with the accessories. Okay, so as always with Elites, you get accessories, and this figure, I do actually quite like the accessories that come with it. So the main accessory with this figure is the Huskus the Pig puppet. And now this puppet, I'm pretty sure this is the only puppet that didn't come with the ringside exclusive Bray Wyatt. And I know one did come with that John Cena Legends figure, I'm pretty sure. But I think this was the only one that was missing. And yeah, it is quite a cool accessory. It is sort of like a hard rubber material if anyone ain't got this. But yeah, of course, it has got a fair bit of detail on it. Really do like that one. And I haven't actually got the other puppets to compare it to, but of course there's that. And if you are wondering how this goes onto the figure, of course what you have to do is take the hand off, and there's sort of like a little hole at the back right there, just sort of like underneath the shirt, and then that just goes onto the figure like that. And it is quite hard to get to fully stay, but just like that. So there you go. There's the Huskus the Pig accessory. And of course, as always, with most figures nowadays, you get interchangeable hands. So you get just a pair of sort of open hands, full palm wide open hands. I need to think of little names for these hands, but just as I say, just sort of like high five hands, wide open, palm hands, whatever you want to call these, a pair of those. I really do like those hands. You get them with, I noticed with Seth Rollins figures. I do quite like those ones. And you do get a pair of mic holding hands. There's that. Actually, are these mic holding hands? I'm quite bad with naming hands, but yeah, I'm pretty sure these ones would hold a mic. I might be wrong. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they are mic holding hands. But yeah, as always, these are the majority of hands you get with figures, so it's just normal hands like that. So, that being said, let's get on to the figure. Okay, so now on to the figure itself. And to be honest, the main thing that put me off this figure was the colours of this figure, because, to be honest, it's not the best colours in terms of accuracy of what it's based on, and it might be, and I'm just wrong, but it doesn't really feel like too good of a colour to wear, if that makes sense. You know, it just doesn't really feel right for a figure. And fair enough, you get other figures in like promo gears, but I feel like this one's just a bit too off in my opinion. But I do prefer the ringside exclusive. But to be honest, the colours, once you have got it in person, they aren't too bad, especially on display. So so now I've said that, I'm just gonna get onto the figure. So as always, starting off with the head, we have got, I'm not sure if this is being reused, but this is just sort of like a nice smiling Bray head scan, which I do like. There is a bit of paint loss on the top there, which is a bit unfortunate, but I do like what they've done with the hair. Of course, sort of put it in like some sort of like a bun at the back of the hair. Of course, this is fully moulded onto it, so it won't come off. Of course, they did include the neck tattoos, which is a nice bit of detail. Did carry on as well, so that is quite good. And of course, moving on to the jumper, you have got the nice collar sculpted onto it, which is a fair bit of detail to it. And one thing, I'm not sure if this is just mine, the figure sort of if it picks it up, it sort of looks like it's that clean, it sort of picks up fingerprints. I'm not sure why that is. But yeah, the shirt, it does look sort of like I'm not sure what to explain, it's sort of like a red reddy brown colour, you could say, dark red, but it does look quite good. But one other main point on this figure is the double jointed arms, because I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure this was the first Elite with double jointed arms before Elite 87 when they started having them. So this was sort of like a one-off, and then they added them 2 series, and of course Ultimate Editions have them, but I'm pretty sure this was the first one to have it. And to be honest, on this figure is like a figure that sort of needs them to do like a lot of Bray's poses that he does with his arms. So I'm glad that they did include them. And of course, double jointed arms, they do go quite far back compared to a normal Elite. In fact, to be honest, I think these are just normal double jointed arms, but they do feel a lot better on this figure instead of other normal figures. So that is quite good. Of course, they do go quite far back. And of course, the hands you get on this figure are the heel hands. So there's the hair. There's the heel. And I do really like these. We did get them with the Elite, what series was it? 77 Fiend. But it was good to include them. And of course, you've got sort of like the, just like that, sort of like palm open, except the hands aren't separated, except the thumb, the fingers I mean. But only the thumb's separated. So if I get this hand, where is it? This hand here, similar to that. It's exactly the same as that, except just painted, and these fingers are together. As I say, terrible with names of hands, whatever you want to call them. But yeah, there's that. The hand, they have done a fair bit of detail on that. Of course, it does say hair. That focuses. And of course, now I'm not sure if this is just me, but where these sort of like little circles are here, don't pick it up on camera, but the yellow sort of for the hands does feel like different to this yellow, if that makes sense. So the skin tone there is a bit different to that, but to be honest, it's not the worst. You don't really pay much attention to that sort of detail when you're fully looking at it, but it is quite good that they've added it. But yeah, of course, if you got this on display, put the heel hands on. It looks great. So moving down, you've got the orange sort of trousers. These are quite good. There is no sculpting on these. These are just like your standard trousers. But there is a fair bit of detail, you could say, in terms of here. So it sort of makes them look a bit crumpled up. So like more like trousers. So I do like that. Mine is a bit loose in terms of this sort of area here. Feels like there's a bit too much space, making it a bit loose, but it's not that bad. But yeah, I don't really like the trousers. I feel like they're a bit bland in terms of colour, but they're not that bad. And the shoes are quite good. Sort of like, I'm not sure what you'd call these, just sort of like short boots with a little bit of studs on there. And I know, I'm pretty sure it was MDT, My Damn Toys. He did put these boots on Hangman Adam Page to make them look a bit better. But I might be wrong on that, or it might have been the ringside exclusive. But to be honest, you could probably use these on Hangman Adam Page or some maybe other cowboy figures, because they are quite good, to be honest. Does sort of make the shoes stand out a bit. But yeah, there's the Elite 85 Bray Wyatt figure. Now I just want to do a quick couple of comparisons to see what we've got. Okay, so now I have got a couple of other Bray Wyatt figures just to compare it to. So I just want to see what we've got going here in terms of what they're like next to each other. And of course we've got these two are sort of like a set, you could say, in terms of they're sort of based on the same character. Obviously the Fiend's a different character to Bray Wyatt, but you know, they were sort of at the same time. The Firefly Funhouse and the Fiend. Of course, the Fiend, I'm pretty sure both these figures are pretty much based off about 2019. So we're going back a few years ago now. But yeah, of course, you've got these two, which, as I say, they're sort of like a matching pair. So these two sort of like belong next to each other. So I should have put the same hands on there, on the Fiend. But yeah, pretty much the same hands. And I do want to see, has this Fiend got the neck tattoo? Yeah, it has. I feel like there's a bit more detail in terms of the tattoo on the neck on the Fiend, but I'm pretty sure that's just because there's less showing on the Elite, Bray Wyatt. But yeah, as I said, those two go together because they're sort of based off the same era. And then of course we've got, I can't remember what series this was, the Elite 54. I think that's when they decided to change the boxes in about 2017. This Bray Wyatt is quite I've had this for quite a while now. I got this originally when it came out. It is quite a good Elite. And of course this is based off his sort of like older gimmick. Back in 2017, the Eater of Wells, Bray Wyatt. I do like this one. This is probably my favourite Bray Elite. But I really do like that one. Of course, next to each other. I feel like the face scan's better on the Elite 85. But that might just be because the hair's back. But also, True FX make it a lot better. But yeah, those are those two next to each other, which I do really like. And then if I'm going to have to rank these now, I'd probably put, although I've just reviewed it and I do think it's quite good, I'll probably put the Elite 85 third, the Elite 77 Fiend second, and of course first I would probably put the Elite 54 Bray, only just because I do prefer this Bray, this sort of like gimmick of Bray I do prefer over sort of the Firefly Funhouse Fiend gimmick. But that being said, I do like Bray Wyatt in terms of what he's like in WWE. I feel like they could do a lot of stuff with him, especially now with LA Knight, what they're doing, building up to the Royal Rumble for that Pitch Black match, which I am excited for. But yeah, Bray Wyatt in general is quite a good character in terms of creativity and what he can do, and his figures as well do capture that because they do have a lot of detail on them. So that being said, I think that covers everything for the figure. And to be honest, it is quite a good figure once you've got it in hand. And I am glad that I've got it. So, that being said, thanks for watching. And I'll see you next time.